This is a quadraphonic vinyl record under my electron microscope. There's only one groove, one stylus and 4 independent channels. How does that work? Let's find out today. Quadraphonic vinyl takes us back to the early 70s. There were several encoding formats, but the most popular ones were SQ and CD4. I bought both records on eBay because the way they encode sound is fundamentally different. If you play them on a regular stereo turntable, you won't hear anything unusual. It just sounds like a normal stereo record. Let's start with how sound is stored. If you haven't seen my video about stereo vinyl, better say stereo vinyl, you might want to check it out first. Both CD4 and SQ start the same way. We split everything into left and right channels. This works exactly like stereo record. The groove walls are tilted at 45 degrees, forming two axes. Inside the cartridge, the coils are also placed at right angles, aligned with those axes. So all stylus movement is measured along these directions. Each wall of the groove contains a waveform, left and right channels. One channel is recorded normally, the other axis is inverted. This helps reduce vertical movement of the stylus. That's it. One coil reads one direction, the other reads the other. People often talk about sum and difference, called mid-side signals, but there's just the result, not the reason. There is no special electronics inside the turntable that adds or subtracts anything. Yes, horizontal movement is the sum and vertical is the difference, but the cartridge still reads along this 45 degrees axis. Now let's move to quadraphonic sound. CD4. This is a really interesting format. I like the engineering approach, and it looks great under the electron microscope. On the left, a normal stereo record, on the right, CD4. You can clearly see these very high frequency signals. The entire groove contains a fine pattern with a much higher frequency than the main signal. These are the rear channels. We can even estimate the frequency. The wavelength is about 15 micrometers, at a radius of around 130 mm. With RPM 33 1/3, that gives us roughly 30.2 kHz ultrasonic above the audible range. A regular elliptical stylus can't reproduce this. You need a microline or Shibata stylus. The signal is then sent to a CD4 decoder, which extracts the ultrasonic part and converts it back into audible rear channels. Very clever. But there are problems. This record was almost new, very clean, barely used. And still, you can see that the high-frequency signals already worn out. The pressure of the stylus, only about 1.5 grams, is enough to damage these tiny structures. So to play CD4 properly, you need a very high-quality cartridge and a dedicated decoder. By the way, there's a link below with all these microscope images. The channel has no sponsors, so if you'd like to support it, you can buy me a cup of coffee. If you share these images somewhere, please include a link to my channel. Appreciate it. SQ. Let's move on. Under the microscope, it looks just like a regular stereo record, and in many ways it is. SQ uses matrix encoding. It's mathematically more complex than CD4. Each channel contains phase-shifted information from the rear channels. In simple terms, left equals front left plus the rear channels with a 90-degree phase shift. Right is front right with the same phase shifts, but flipped. When you play this on a normal stereo system, those phase-shifted rear signals cancel each other out. This is actually similar to how noise-cancelling headphones work. When inverted waves are combined, they reduce each other, but a special decoder can separate them again and recover the rear channels. The decoder can detect the phase-shifted signal in each channel and separate it to left rear and right rear. The downside: channel separation is limited. Early decoders had only about 3 decibels separation. Later version improved it to around 6 to 12 decibels. Still not great. In the end, quadraphonic vinyl feels like a walk-around. Definitely a clever one, but still. Anyway, it's fascinating to see how engineers solve these problems with very limited technology. Do you even listen to multi-channel music today? Write me a comment. Even with Super Audio CD, I had a couple of records like The Dark Side of the Moon and some Peter Gabriel in 5.1. I've only listened to them a few times. Stereo is usually enough, right? Thanks for watching and enjoy music. See you soon.